book buds, welcome to my channel. I'm Anjana and today I'd be reviewing The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. So The Starless Sea came out in 5th of November 2019. This is the second book by the author Erin Morgenstern. Her first book was The Night Circus, which I absolutely loved and is one of my most favorite books of all time, and I think this would go up in that list very soon after I reread it a couple of times. Okay, now coming to the book. In Starless Sea, we follow the story of Zachary Ezra Rollins, who as a small child comes across a beautifully painted door, and he could have opened it but he chooses not to. Now fast forwarding it to present, Zachary is now in university. He is studying gaming, and he one day when he is walking across the university library, he comes across a book. It's a very mysterious book. It's named Sweet Sorrows, and it doesn't have an author. So this intrigues Zachary, and he picks up the book, he takes it home, and while he is reading through it, the Sweet Sorrows is a collection of short stories. Some of them are linked, some of them are not. So while he is reading through the books, he finds out that one of the short stories is about his encounter with the painted door. And this book, I must say that Sweet Sorrows looks really older than he is. So this piques Zachary's interest, like how is he in a book that looks older than he is, and what exactly is Starless Sea and where is it, and thus a story begins. Now, this book is interspersed with snippets of the books that Zachary finds. Sweet Sorrows is just one of them. He finds other books too. So it's interspersed with snippets of the books that Zachary finds, and with Zachary's own journey to finding and in search of the Starless Sea. So this element gives the whole book a very mysterious vibe. Okay, and while reading this, I felt like it was a very atmospheric read for me. Like it was really the world building. It was really rich. It was really vibrant, and it hit all of my senses. And apart from that, even the writing, it was very lyrical and whimsical and very magical. So that pulled me right into the book from the very beginning, which was pretty good for me because I rarely get invested in a book from the very first chapter, but this was one such book where I was like pulled into this magical world from the very beginning. Now coming to the characters, Zachary Ezra Rollins is a gay man, and he is an avid gamer. So as I said, he studies gaming. More specifically, he studies video games. Okay, and one of the things that I like about it is that when he's studying video games, he studies a more specific aspect. He's more interested in the storytelling part of video games. Like, he believes that even games are like a form of storytelling, and he loves the RPG games where you can choose what you want to do next, and according to your decision the game moves forward in a particular way. So all these things are discussed in very they're discussed here and there, like in short snaps and stuff in the book, and that's really it was really fun to read. Even the author's input into what she thinks game is and storytelling games are, and it was really fun to read all that. And apart from that, I must say this whole book is written in a very video game format. Like there is a main quest and there are lots of side quests being the snippets of the books that Zachary finds. So all the characters in the side quest also appear in the main quest, and it becomes it's like a very intricate complex web of characters, plots, and the stories and storytelling and folklores and stuff. So this gives me a very old fairy tale legend vibe. Like when you read legends or when you read folklores and myths, this gives me that vibe, reading this book, which was really amazing. And I must say, this is not a very plot driven story. It's more of a journey based, character based book. So if you're more of a plot person, I don't think you would enjoy this, because I have seen many reviews where people say there isn't much plot to it. Though I found what the plot is and where the journey was going, and where the Zachary's whole journey, and reading about it, I felt like it was something like for me, like this book was specifically written for me because it appealed to all my tastes. And I absolutely loved this book, if you can say it from what I'm saying. Like, I'm just telling you that I absolutely adored this book. Now, as for characters, as I said, so for love interest, there are lots of love interests in this book, okay? So, being a gay guy, Zachary's love interest was really his story of finding his love interest and how they got together. That's really interesting to read. It was really well presented, and even the other characters and their love interests, there are a few in it, and all of them were like, there was not a very deep explanation, I mean very detailed explanation of it. So Erin Morgenstern actually was capable of showing us the deep emotional, the soulful connection that each character has with each other in very few words. So as I said, this book is not a romance based book, so but romance is like a subplot of the book. So it was not focused much on romance, but where romance was mentioned, it was mentioned in very few words, but those few words had a very deep, like it was able to convey a very deep connection that the characters have for each other. And in this whole book, each and every character that Zachary interacts with, and the other characters that interact with each other, they all show a very deep love and respect for each other, which was pretty good. It's rare to read that in books, and I love books that show characters who love and respect each other and give each other space and stuff, and that was there in this book. Now coming to the antagonist of the book. So this is one of those books where the antagonist isn't bad person. They are just people who do bad things to our main characters for reasons they believe are good. And I believe that's how people are in real life as well. Like, even like from my point of view, I might see someone as a villain of my story, but if we actually look into their point of view, for them it might be that they would be doing that thing that they think is good for a very good reason. So that is how it is for this. Like, if you look at the antagonist and if we could read their point of view, they genuinely believe that what they're doing is a good thing for a very good cause, and that is like such a morally gray area, and I like reading about people like that. So that was there in this book. Now so this book was in general a really amazing read, and I felt a really soulful connection to it. It's mentions of video games, of stories, of storytelling, and the way, there was a short when one of the characters says that if I could do one more side quest with this character, that would earn me more approval points, and then we could become best friends. Like, I felt like that was like, if you're a video gamer, you would actually really love it, like, because it connects to you, how you look at your people in your life, and how you are like, if I could do one more side quest with them, I would be better friends with them. And that's how, like, all those small references to video games and storytellings and stuff was really amazing. And the ending of this book, so it was a very open-ended book, we could feel that the story still continues outside the pages of this book, which was amazing. So there's a quote in this book that says, the best stories are those that feel like they are going on outside in story space. So that is how this book is as well. So we would know that, like, after reading it, we would know that this story is still going on. It's something real. It's still going on outside the pages of this book, and that was really amazing. And I feel like, this whole book, so I feel like this book is a very open book where you can, each reader would have their own input into what this is. it's open to interpretation. So much of this book is open to interpretation. So we would be like, if while I'm reading something, I would feel one point, but as a reader, you would feel something else. While you read it, you can interpret it in another way, because this book is filled with symbols and it's symbolism and signs and stuff like that. And there's even a point in this that symbols are open for interpretation, and that is true. So the metaphors in this, it's a very metaphorical book, so the metaphors in it, the symbols in it, you can interpret it in a way you want, and it would give something to you. Plus, knowing how the whole story fits in and knowing the ending, if I go in and reread this book, I feel like every time I reread it, I will get something new out of it, which was also another thing that I liked about it. Like in each reread, I would find something new from it, and that is why I said soon after a couple of rereads, I think this is going to be in my top best books of all time. Though it still is on it, it would move higher up the ladder in that list, I guess, for me. Okay, that's all my disorganized thoughts on Starless Sea, and I must say I really loved it. I rated it 5 stars, and I would suggest all of you to read it. But okay, so before ending it, I would like to say there is a quote in this book that not all stories speak to all listeners, but all listeners can find stories that does somewhere sometime in one form or another. So I believe this book is also one such thing. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. It's a very polarizing book. I've seen reviews where people absolutely hated it or people absolutely loved it. So I think it's one or the other. People either really love it or people either really hate it. So it might not be everyone's cup of tea. But if mysteries and putting up clues together and while reading, if you feel like if you love the feeling of going in a quest with the main character and discovering things just as the main character does, if you like all those elements in a book, I think this book would be for you, and do give it a read. I think that's about all the things I wanted to say about the book. Thank you for listening me about the Starless Sea, which I actually absolutely love. So until next time, have a good day. If you liked this video, if you liked my point of views, or if you just liked hearing me speak, do like this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much, and do share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Until next time.